The final steps in solving the Petrus method is the last layer. Up until this point, you haven't had to learn any algorithms. So, yay for that. You're almost done, and now you have to learn something if you don't know it already. That would be memorizing, not learning. So at this point, you've not learned any algorithms. You're past the hardest parts, and you're down to just memorizing a set of sequences and solving it from here. So there are multiple ways to solve this. You can do the way Lars Petrus originally proposed it, which was permute your corners and orient your corners and permute your edges. Or you can do OCLL, PLL, COLL, EPLL, or ZBLL. Those are the three ways you can solve. You can also do the beginner style where you solve your edges, permute your corners, orient your corners. You can do it that way as well, which is not great, but it does work. So at this point, you're past the hardest parts, which were either for you edge orientation or building the blocks, which, good job, you made it past that, congratulations. Now you get to memorize stuff. But, so to do this, I'm going to just teach basic OCLL and 2-look PLL. So for this, you're going to do 1 of 7 algorithms. So you're going to do either soon, which is R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime, to solve the corners. You will do, hang on, to the same algorithm twice. You will do either, and then you can do anti-soon, which looks like soon, but this corner isn't oriented. Instead, it's this corner or it's not oriented with the yellow in the front. It says this corner with the yellow in the front. You're going to do it from this angle with this block here. And you're going to do R, U2, R prime, U prime, R, U prime, R prime. There is U, which rightfully named, looks like a U. And that algorithm is R2, D, R prime, U2, R, D prime, R prime, U2, R prime. There is L, which is just the inverse of the U algorithm, which is R, U2, R, D prime, R prime, U2, R, D prime, R2. There's pi, which is all corners are misoriented with headlights here, and 2 corners facing opposite like this. And the algorithm for this is R, U2, R2, U prime, R2, U prime, R2, U2, R. Then there's H, which is this, and it's R, U, R, U, R, U prime, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime. And last and not least is T, where it looks like a T. You got this line here, and they go out like this, making a T shape. And the other one for this is R, or well, right wedge, or a little r, however you want to notate that, U, R prime, U prime, L prime, U, R, U prime. Next, at this point, you're going to do your PLL. So the main way to do this is you're more than likely going to have, more likely than not, you're going to have 2 corners permuted and 2 corners not permuted. So you're going to take those 2 corners that are permuted and you're going to line them up with here. And you're going to put them in the back. And you're going to do this algorithm. Left wedge prime, U, R prime, D2, R, U prime, R prime, D2, R2. That'll permute your corners. Now there is the off chance that you have something like this, where you don't have any corners permuted, but where your corners aren't permuted correctly, but you don't have 2 adjacent corners solved, and instead you have diagonally corners permuted. So this is solved and this is solved, so they're permuted diagonally. The other one you can do to solve this is F, R, U prime, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, F prime, R, U, R prime, U prime, R prime, F, R, F prime. Next, once you've done that, is your edges. You're onto your edges. You're going to have one of 4 possible edge algorithms. You have this one, which is a counterclockwise cycle of edges. So here to here to here to here. This is counterclockwise, which is R2, U, R, U, R prime, U prime, R prime, U prime, R prime, U, R prime. Then there's the inverse of that, which is a clockwise cycle. There's R, U prime, R, U, R, U, R, U prime, U prime, R2. There's the H perm, which is when you have two edges needing to be permuted opposite, and two edges needing to be permuted opposite. So you have this sort of cross shape needing to be swapped. So these two need to be swapped, and these two need to be swapped. And to solve that, you do M2, U prime, M2, U2, M2, U prime, M2. And then you have the H perm, which you can, or the Z perm, which is solved by doing M2, U prime, M2, U prime, M prime, U2, M2, U2, M prime, U2. And that is recognized as having two edges needing to be swapped adjacent. So here and here, and here and here. Also, if you rotate, it becomes here and here and here and here, which you can do the same algorithm, just you have to make sure you do a rotation or U first. That's all there is to solve the cube using the Petrus method. That's the last layer, and that's all there is to doing it. If you've watched the beginning parts, if you just skip to the last layer, see what the last layer looks like, well, I recommend you go look at the first parts and see what Petrus is all about.